What is going on, good people? This your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. Not even quick video, but go with this live stream, guys. Um, Let me just make sure I post it on X so that way people know that I am live because it seems like, and again, I could be 100% wrong about this. But I do just want to point out some of the stuff that I am currently seeing that could potentially happen tomorrow or at least coming in these next coming weeks. So let me share with everybody else and as you guys come in, go ahead and hit the like button. Share this space whether if you're watching it on X or if you guys are watching it on YouTube. So go ahead and make sure you share it. So that way more people could come to this space. Now, again, I am gonna preference it by saying I could be 100% right about this, or I could be 100% wrong about this. So this is still a what you call a 50-50 shot. I'm just trying to make sure that the post went out. If people could see this on X. Someone says not working. Um, I just want to make sure we get everything up and running before I even start speaking here. Let me take a look here. Some reason it's not working on X. I don't know why it's not working on X. Hmm. What is going on with X? All right, so what I may have to do really quick, guys. Again, still giving you guys time just to be able to get into this. I'm gonna end it on X, and I'm gonna try to redo it again on X just to see if this will work. Which is crazy that it's not working. Oh, okay, I see why. I see why. The live stream in itself was actually coming on my regular. So let's retry this again. Let's retry this again, guys. Sometimes I'm able to just get everything just going boom, boom, boom. Other time, I get this. All right, let's see if this works this time. All right, there we go. I am live on X as well. So, guys, to me, this post right here is very, very interesting, especially for Keith Gill. The reason why I think this is interesting because if you looked at his prior posts, and let me just open up another tab for that. If you take a look at his prior posts, it was almost just like a picture. And again, I could be reading into this, like I mentioned, or I could be 100% right. Look, it just pictures, right? Pictures, 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 pictures. But when he really started like coming back, it was more of GIF, or it was more like a snippet of something. And this is leading me to believe that this post right here is pretty much telling the GameStop army, the GameStop people, that hey, I am coming. Like, come on in. Because this is Dave Chappelle. If you guys don't know, this was a skit of him doing what's his name again? Charlie. I forgot his name. Rick James. Yeah, he was doing a skit of Rick James, and on that particular thing, in the background, it was playing like "Give It to Me, Baby," and it was like, well, I got to go back and watch this episode, but in a sense, he was telling him to come here. So going back to this post right here that he did, and a lot of people speculated this is the time that he's coming back from January 9th through April 20th. So for him dropping this post saying like, you know, just come on in, it leads me to believe that we're going to start to see these posts after post after post after post. And not only that, we may even start to see him going live stream breaking down his thesis. Because one thing about it, when it comes to his thesis, is heavily centered around GameStop, guys. GameStop already drew the lines as far as where this needs to get above. I said 33 just to be for safe measures, but really it just needs to get and stay above the 32.5. It hit 32.5 a couple times, but it did have that, haven't held. Because once it holds, guys, the sky for GameStop, and even getting past all of this, guys, this thing is going to go in the hundreds. And one thing about our token, Roaring Kitty Crypto, if GameStop is pumping, we're going to see a nice pump on our token as well, too. Like, even after the post, guys, we're already gotten some people starting to get in. We were at like 84, like a $8,000 order out of nowhere. Boom. So we're typically the laggard in the sector. You're seeing this right here in the Wall Street bet sector. You got them up 16%, 10%, 21%. We're lagging. We typically lag behind them, but we do end up catching on because a lot of people, again, we're still not as visible as all these other tokens. We're currently at an $8 million market cap. So when people are seeing us, they're probably just seeing us for the first time, or they might think that we are the Roaring Kitty on Solana or something like that. And they just, and that's as far as the homework that they do. But once they start seeing and they start looking at our charts, they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize this token was even around. And that's normally the reaction. Again, we're not as visible as the other ones, but slowly but surely, people are starting to see us. And as they continue to see us, we're starting to get whales starting to come in. Not only come in, guys, but they are loading the boat. Like, we've been seeing a lot of big transaction coming in ever since we had this dump, but they've been accumulating over here. So I could expect something major, something big to happen as Keith Gill continue to keep posting. Anytime he posts, good things, great things tend to happen for us, because not only are we the first on the blockchain with the name Roaring Kitty, but we are 100% community owned, and all of the tokens that we have that's available, it's only available onto the open market. So there's no KOL, there's no influencer that have a big boatload of supply that is not accounted for, because if they want to get a part of our community, they have to go to the open market just to be able to buy it like everybody else did. So I feel like tomorrow we may see a huge gap up, a nice gap up on GameStop. So this is where I think the media outlets is going to really fuel this squeeze for GameStop, because now if he starts again, It's all content because the overall GameStop thesis when it comes to Roaring Kitty is he going to be active? And if he's active, we could always go back and reference to the GameStop, the Roaring Kitty on Solana that was able to see. It saw what like 80, close to like $60 million worth of volume. And if we see $60 million worth of volume, guys, $60 million worth of volume, we would be well above, like probably touching somewhere close to $600 million market cap. Like when they did this, then the dev ended up rugging. It did like 60 million in on this day, and followed by like a 50 or 40 million the next 2 days. Like if we see that level of volume, because look, we saw $8,000, guys, just $8,000, and for this, it already shot our price up by like 2%. Well, actually more than 2% because we're down like 2%. So it shot it up by like 4% because now we're up 2. So as things continue to keep progressing, more eyeballs, especially once we pass this off. Because anytime that we have a breakout, this is when we typically grow the most. And we are inching up towards this breakout area. I mean, we're less than 30 something percent. Or no, I'm sorry. We're less than 40 something percent away from breaking all time highs. And as soon as we break all time highs, this is when we're really going to start to see eyeballs on Roaring Kitty, because this is going to automatically teleport somewhere close to, and that's at the minimum, close to maybe about a 30, uh, roughly a 31, $32 million market cap. And that's just at the minimum, because a breakout, what you typically see for a breakout, and you guys probably heard me say this again, is it typically goes 100% from the breakout area, and which the breakout area is like 0.1532. So that would roughly put us somewhere around like a $31 million market cap. But typically, depending on how the market condition is, those breakout levels, it can continue to keep going. And I could see us surpassing, guys, I could see us surpassing $100 million market cap, but it is going to be solely based upon volume, how much volume is coming in. 100K volume, this will get us straight to our breakout level. We do more than $100,000 in volume, let's say like 500,000. It's just gonna be like a fast pace. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna see this thing like, oh my god, I'm up huge. Then it's just gonna keep going and keep going. And this is based upon what I have been saying. What do you think about the market right now? What do you think about Bone? There is a big payout coming soon. People been saying they've been waiting for their coin to cash out, and let them know what you think. Market condition right now. I mean, it typically in January, post the halving, a halving year, or going into the next year, it tend to be bullish. A lot of people are saying that they think the reason why we saw the sell off that we did was due to the fact of tax. The tax selling. They could be right, because now we are starting to see a nice rebound. Because think about it from this point of view. Once Bitcoin surpasses all-time highs, like that, to me, I always say this, like that was the start of the actual bull market. That to me is making it official. Like, oh, we're breaking out. Now we're setting a new tone for what the cycle is going to be. So we're up above the breakout level. And one thing about Bitcoin, and I made a video talking about this, it tends to have a stall out period after breakout. And I showed on the channel, like the different time it had the stall out. So that's what we see. That's what we're currently seeing right now. It's stalling out. Once the stall out is over, it tends to have that big push parabolic move. Then once the parabolic move finish happening, then we tend to transfer over into alt season. And one thing to understand about alt season this time around, I, in my opinion, I think we are going to see the biggest alt season ever. Now, if you guys went back here in 2016, 2017, that alt season was insane. Like, I know some of you guys were into, got into crypto last cycle, and you haven't really seen like a really, really full blown alt season. But back in 2016, 2017, I want to say the alt market went up by like, matter of fact, I could pull it up right now. The alt market went up maybe somewhere around like, I want to say like 30,000%. Last cycle, it only grew by, I want to say like 700%. So let me see if I can find it. Alt, oh, top 10. Okay, excluding top 10. All right, there it goes right here. Let me change it from the 4 hour to, let's do let's do monthly. This was last cycles right here. This was last cycle's alt market, from a $78 billion market cap all the way to $493 billion market cap for last cycle. Prior cycle from 2016, it was at $107 million market cap, and it grew all the way to a $78 billion market cap. Like, this right here was the craziest time to be in the market, you know. And unfortunately, I didn't capitalize as much as I could have. I put my money in random coins and random without any knowledge in, how the crypto market worked, and I was able to still make five figures, just being a newbie. Of course, lost some of that during the bear market of that time, because again, you don't know what you don't know. But yeah, and I had little capital to play with. You know what I mean? Like few $100s. So that's how crazy this market was. And again, and I messed it up all types of way. Selling before the actual full run up of this. So I was selling, I think, during like few dips. Just typical newbie mistake. Uh, I was chasing. Of course, during that market, you could have chased and got away with it, but chasing and selling when things start to dip, like again, just mistake after mistake. Yeah, 100%. Roy Kitty is back in action. And with him back in action, it is going to have a huge positive impact on our token, Roaring Kitty. Like, this is just the start of it. Wait till we start seeing GameStop having that nice gap up that I think is going to have tomorrow. It may end up opening somewhere like in the 34 ish, maybe 34 ish. And if that happens, um, we might see like a pullback in the morning, then followed by dip buyers stepping in and just having a full run. And things are lining up exactly how it was back in 2021, because around January is when the squeeze tend to happen. So this is why I think between now and April is definitely a great time for our token. And now is the time that we all have to do our part, have to come in, and we have to push the envelope. And again, we even at an $8 million market cap, we are still not as known. Like, many people do not know us. So now is the time for us to let the people know us. I'm just reading some of the stuff in the chat here. Just bought 7K of Roar. Nice. So that's you with the big sell. I mean, with the big buy. Um, Welcome to the community, man. Like when it comes to a strong community, like we are definitely it. Like all this run up that we had right here, like all this run up, we didn't have. I mean, we are a CTO like 100% community owned, ran, operated, and us as the community was the one who was able to not only get a website created, uh, we got we even got our Dex tools fixed. Our deck screener, we got that fixed. So when we was having all this run up right here, we didn't have any of those stuff active. So now that we have pretty much everything together now with this Keith, I call it the Keith Gill effect because a lot of projects saw it. I mean, we initially saw a little rise from it, but a lot of people were looking at this project as like, not a legit project because we didn't have a website, we didn't have Dex tools, we didn't have the socials pointing to the right places. And now that everything is solid for this past 7 months, that's all we've been doing, is building. Now I believe people are really going to be able to see us, really see Roaring Kitty roar because we are the first Roaring Kitty on the blockchain, and even the first token related to GameStop as well on the blockchain. Not only just the the Roaring Kitty aspect, but yeah, GME. Do you think alt top in Q1? No, I don't think I don't think that. I think Bitcoin probably tops in Q1, but not alts. Because after Bitcoin tops, then that's when alts tend to run. So I think that's gonna happen first. When alpha, I don't know, man. Like, hopefully, man, I wish the alpha came out last month, but that definitely would be another big fuel to it too. Because again, I this is to me it's huge news. Once it is released, and it's gonna also open up the market for us to be being able to even grow a lot faster as well too. Roy Kitty will fly, hold tight, 1,000%. This thing is gonna fly, man. Because right now we have what? Let's see how much Roy Kitty is available currently right now. I usually look at it on my mobile. Um, let's pull up Deck Screener. It'll pop up for it. Deck Screener. Yeah, the supply for how much is available on the open market for Roaring Kitty is stupidly low. Um, currently, right now, 24. Yeah, currently, right now, we're at 24 million tokens left. Crazy, guys. 24 million token left. Currently at a 9.11 $1 million market cap. All time highs is at a 15. So we're roughly what six million market cap away from hitting all time highs. And again, if we start to see him continue to keep tweeting out this week, guys, we are gonna break all time highs ASAP. And once we do that, based upon TA, just like I predicted this one, let me go. Let me pull up Dex tools. Just like I predict this past breakout, that's exactly where we're headed. Called it, and I said, hey, minimum for the breakout was going to be at least 9 million. 9 million was market cap was right here, and we went all the way to 15. Right, a lot of people profited. They took their money, they ran. It is what it is because some people, again, they gotten in early over here, even over here. So some of them was up 10x. So they took their 10x, they ran. All right, I'm looking for bigger. Boom. I love this crash, like I told you guys before, because now with this panic sell, it flushed out a lot of people who are in over here. And normally, if you have an overreaction to sell off, then you're gonna have a another overreaction as far as on the buying side. And this is what we started seeing. We seen this quick buy, like quick rebound, and of course, whoever bought down over here, they took profits. Then it just started becoming higher lows. And even if you look at the trend line, like this baby is trending upwards. It's trending upwards. We had a pop up above 10 million. A whale, you know, they sold right there, got us back down, and now we started seeing more whales starting to come in to accumulate. Because some of these whales, as they're coming in, they're not gonna cash out until they're at least up at a minimum of 10x. So some of them who who invested like 30, 40, 50,000 dollars into it, they're looking to probably cash out like somewhere around like 400, $500,000, and it's easily be done, and that'll put us at current price right now. That'll put us somewhere around in the 80 million, um, going into 90. I mean, once you get around like $80 million market cap, it automatically gravitates to, okay, boom, now you're in the 100. And once you get into the 100, now people are going to start seeing like, oh, this thing is going to go to a billion. And this is how, and this is how like FOMO tend to happen. Because when I was saying, even when I was talking about this, like when it was below, when it was in the 100K market cap, and I was like, yeah, we're going to be able to see 10 million. Like people were like, yeah, right. They couldn't see 10 million. But then once we started getting over here, they're like, oh, now I can see 10 million. So once we get, in the 80s, 90s, they're going to be able to see like, oh, 100 million. We passed 100 million, then people are going to be yelling a billion. How many X from here you think? Overall, I think this token is going to be able to get to $1 billion market cap. So from here, let me get my calculator out on my phone. I think that's a let me get the calculator out before I just start guessing and just saying something. Getting to $1 billion market cap, and it's currently at uh one of them's wrong. One is saying 9 point. I'm just gonna use the lower one. That would be okay. So from my ear, it would be 113x. 113x. Um, from here to get to $1 billion market cap. So you could legit, and this is the beauty about it too. You could legit slap $500 into it, and at $1 billion market cap, you're looking at $56,000. And this is what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to cryptos, because I see a lot of people, they try to go after the higher market cap plays, the ones that's already above in the 100, even going into the $1 billion. Those are limited as far as like how much you could make, unless if you have huge amount of capital. Those are the plays that most investors should avoid, especially if you're trying to make money. You know what I mean? Because if it's at $1 billion market cap, and that's the token that you're looking to invest into, it could do maybe a 10x, a 20x. But if you're limited on capital and you got $200 that you could, safely invest into something, you making a 20x would only be $4,000, guys. Now, if you're in a third world country, $4,000, I get it. That's, life changing for you. But for the people that's not in a third world country and just have limited amount of funds, a 20x is not what you should be looking for in this market at all. Because you could legitimately close your eyes, go to coin market cap, throw $200 at any of the top 300, 400 asset beside the stables, and you could easily make 10, 20x just by simply holding. So the plays that most people should be looking for is the one that is gonna be able to legitimately give you 100x plus. And the reason why this Roaring Kitty right here, will be able to give 100x plus is due to the fact that the name Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty, is just like, if you look at Peanut, the reason why Peanut went viral was because um, the token itself, the reason why that went parabolic was because the name Peanut went viral. It was all over the news. Now you're going to start to see news articles start talking about Roaring Kitty, and people are going to eventually look for a token named Roaring Kitty. Like I mentioned before in the past, this right here, this Roaring Kitty should have been the one um, that took the spotlight because it had the volume, it had all of this, but their devs rugged. Because the dev rug, it automatically eliminates them from them because there's too many bag holders that's holding the bag on this token right here. So anytime it has a pop, it's followed by a sell off. So this chart right here, it's unless if they're able to produce another $60 million worth of volume, then this could possibly go up. But the likelihood of, people coming into this chart looking at this and like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and invest in this, the likelihood is slim to none. Yes, you're gonna get people invest here and there, but at the end of the day, as their volume start to come in, look at this. Like, they just, because of this, what you call them, look at this wick. You see all these wicks? It's just meaning rejection of higher prices. Like, someone just came in and they try to buy this Roaring Kitty right here, and boom, it just got slammed down because of the overhead pressure. But now, once people start finding about our Roaring Kitty and they look at our charts, they're like, oh, this chart actually looks good. You know, this is a good looking chart. Because this is a good looking chart, it's going to allow people to be able to come into it, and not only come into it, but really invest into it. And majority of our holders that hold Roaring Kitty are up. You know, kind of like what Murad said. He said you want to find meme token that have multiple dips and survive and set new highs. We had a total of 6. We're currently on our 6th major dip. Let me show you. The first one happened, back in 2022. Then, that was when the dev rug. Then this right here was the first, because it doesn't look like a major dip, but trust me, guys, this was a major dip. Like right here, there goes one right here. It went parabolic, and next thing you know, it came right back to where I initially got in at. Then you get this other drop right here, parabolic again. It broke prior all-time highs. Then next thing you know, you get this major dip. Like I said, it doesn't look that big on the chart, but at the time, if you were in it, you're like, yo, this is a major dip. Then guess what happens again? It breaks. Well, it ends up breaking again. Now all-time highs, form all-time highs, and now you just start getting this sell-off because again, people are up nicely on this project. And as they become nicely up, they start taking profits. And here you go again. It broke again, set all-time highs, followed by a dip, and now guess where we're at right now on it? Because like the pattern on this is stupidly simple. After it dumps, you're going to see people who are on the sideline watching this go parabolic, and they're like, I'm not touching it until this has a correction. And those are the people that end up coming on here, buying the dip, and it naturally just start having its, making its way back up. Once it breaks all-time highs, you're going to get people FOMOing in, like always, and it goes to over 100 million, and people are just going to be waiting on the sideline while it's going up. until it has a major dip again. What do you think the starting cost of treat will be in supply? I have no clue. Supply would be 25 million last night. Oh, how many more dips before rip? Well, this is the dip right here. The dip, I mean, it's like any chart is gonna have dips. Like after it breaks out, like after it goes parabolic, it's gonna have a nice rip. So the key now, because you got to realize there's some, I mean, there's still people who bought here, or even some people who got here, they're up a 2x and they just want to take their 2x profit. Um, so those are still there. But really, I think once we pass like 10 million, it might just be limited amount of dips. So hopefully that answer, because look, when we popped right here, this is an area of resistance, right? This little spot right here. Then the next spot of resistance is going to be right around all-time highs. Then once we break all-time highs, then it's going to be like straight green candles. I'm glad that we're not doing this though, going into the breakout, because I like you should want dips. Let me put it that way. You should want dips, because the reason why you want dips, because it's taking away less people who could potentially stop the momentum when it start ripping. Because as this go up, you get people selling. You're just eliminating some of the potential sells, because again, as this continue to formulate a base, now the base, the people who are entering, it's going to be right here. So if their base is right here and this is their entry, they're going to want to see like 10x plus before they really start taking profits. So as it continue to dip, and the dip keep getting eaten up, you want to see that, because that's extremely bullish, because now again it's eliminating some of the people that may still be holding in here. I was sleeping on Roar when you first started talking about it, but was able to scoop up a nice bag around 0.205 level. 100x would be insanely easy for sure. No, yeah, 100%. And see, this is what I'm talking about too. Like he said, he was able to get it in the fives, because now he's looking for 100x, and this is what we want to see. Like I'm telling you guys, I want to see as many people who bought Roaring Kitty over here sell their bags. I know that's selfish of me to say, but yeah, I want to see as much people who bought over here, like, and I have been seeing this, and we have been seeing this, like people emptying their bags who got in over here during these last couple of run ups, and this is why I like the dipping process. J Flick say trust the process. 100%. Trusting the process, you definitely got to trust the process, because this is a solid thesis. It's a solid play, and right now is really going to be the time that we really see this thing. You know, let me just see if he made any other posts. Oh, another thing too that I didn't state is also the time that he made this post. The first post that he made before he started coming back, the market was closed, right? And this is the other reason why I think he's coming back, like for sure. He made his posts on May 12th when he was coming back. The market was closed. It was a Sunday. Um, and of course, the next day in the market, then that's when you started seeing him just going crazy. So I think this is the same thing. And also on that Sunday, he made the post at 8 p.m. This is the first post that he's made since he came back at 8 p.m., matching with the May 12th. Again, I could just have on my conspiracy hat on, and I could be 100% wrong about this tomorrow. But in the off chance that I am not wrong about this and this thing really starts to rip, some people are going to be like, yo, I should have probably paid more attention to this. What is the true supply available for Roar? The true supply that's available for Roar, and it's just based upon what is available on Uniswap. It's 24. Let me go to it here. 24 million. So roughly 20 close to 25. That's the amount that's available. Just like on the open market. So another thing too, if exchanges start this, kind of like how this token, because all it is based upon volume. We get our volume to pick up. We're gonna get exchange listings. And with the exchange listings, it's gonna also generate more volume, and they're gonna have to go in order to get our token onto their exchange. They're gonna have to go to the open market and buy our token outright. Like 24, out of the 24, and if they're looking to try to get a liquidity pool on their exchange of at least $100,000, like that's a huge buying pressure that they're gonna have to. And also with the LA token, they still have to buy back the tokens that was hacked from their exchange. So let's see here. I'm just gonna do a quick and just see what would be the price slippage. Let me go to Uniswap. Trade on Uniswap. So if they wanted to get like, I would just say roughly 30 ETH. So with 30 ETH and the price slippage of how much, like they wouldn't even be able to get that much because it'll be a 31% price slippage if they try to buy it outright. And that would only get them 7 million Roar. So I could imagine, like the price is not going to be up 31% if that's what you're thinking. They're just showing just the slippage amount of how much you're not going to be able to get. But the price impact that it's going to have on this, you're just going to be like one huge large candle. And even if we just do a quick calculation of how much that would be, um, and I could just do like a rough estimate based upon the liquidity pool. So just bear with me on that one. So 30, if we get 30 ETH added to the liquidity pool, currently right now, we have 6587. So 6587. So this will put our liquidity pool at 9587 ETH on there. So now we would have to subtract how many Roar would get subtracted from that liquidity pool, just to give you guys a quick rough estimate. So 7638790. All right, so we just got to remember this number. All right, so 9587 ETH times the current, what's the current price for Ethereum right now? Let me see here. Just doing this quick rough math. Price of Ethereum is 3,300. I'll just say 3,400 just to keep it simple. So just based upon that buy would put the price, this would put us at 0.0193. This would be the price of Roar. If an exchange wanted to buy Roaring Kitty right now and for their liquidity on their exchange, they'll need about 30 ETH to make, to be able to try to roughly get $100,000 worth of Roar. And due to price impact, they wouldn't be able to get that much. But just based upon 100,000, and even now, like let's say if we get 100,000 buys just collectively, and I mean not just the volume part, like the volume outweighs the sell over 100,000. If we just get that today, tomorrow, or just collectively within this coming week, we're going to be able to surpass the all-time highs. And really, that's when things are really going to get really crazy, really stupid. So this is the reason why I say, like, when it comes to us, due to the fact of how much tokens is in some, that's available, like our, like this thing could. That's why I say, like, you could legit wake up one morning, whenever you wake up, and you just look at the chart, you're gonna be like, holy crap, like what just happened? And it just takes volume. Where do you see the price of Bone and Roar at Q1? Um, Bone is, it's hard to say for Bone, and the reason why it's hard to say for Bone is due to the fact that it is contingent upon project integrating. Now they are creating, ways to be able to have projects come onto Shibarium, but those have to get implemented. So once those are implemented, um, it's hard to say. Like any short term or even like I'm better at predicting where an asset is going to go based upon different factors. But as far as for Q1, like there's so many variables, you know, too many variables to calculate. But I could say if all of these variables happen, like exchange listing, Binance exchange listing, you get well over 100 projects onboarding to Shibarium with $100,000 liquidity pools. Um, then yeah, you could probably make a strong argument that Bone could possibly be above $10, maybe. But the overall thesis of Bone getting to $100 is for mass adoption on Shibarium. So without mass adoption on Shibarium, then Bone in itself, price is gonna be what the price is. Now for Roaring Kitty, the factor for it is based upon, I mean, and this is just one thesis, and this is why I like Roaring Kitty so much. One thesis, which is this thesis right here, of him constantly posting, we could get to $100 million market cap like next week. And it just takes that little bit of volume coming in, then you're just gonna start to see this thing just become like a whole domino effect. Hey, Rafe, finish off that bull flag. It's on my right here. So we pop above 9.6 million. It's off to the races, guys. It is off to the races we go. And I think a lot of people, because this is the same thing that happened to last time on Sunday. A lot of people didn't see his post really until the next morning. Now I saw it, but it was like, whatever. So I didn't really do much to it. But then that next morning, and it really started taking off like maybe around like 3 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And by the time the market, because then around that time the market after pre-market was open for GameStop, so GameStop started going crazy, so more people started looking for the play. So it's definitely going to be pretty interesting just to see how GameStop reacts in the morning, because if it has a massive gap up, I'm talking about if it gaps up, I'm thinking 33, and this is just me being conservative, 33, $34. Now, if it has a massive gap up, like I'm talking about it gaps up to like the 50s, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. We should keep hitting LA Token about them buying back the tokens. Yeah, no, for sure, because they still have to buy back, let's say at current price right now, and it's just getting worse and worse for them. Like they did one buyback, um, but at current price right now, let me get my calculator. I think it's like 57. Let me just say 57. I'm sorry, 5,700. So at current price, in fact, let me get my what you call them out. So that's about a $50,000 order. But with slippage, it's gonna they're gonna have to spend like close to 100. Yeah. Or no. Yeah, close to 100. Maybe a lot less, but are you still bullish on K9? Yes, I am still bullish on K9. K9 is success of K9, since K9's utility is bone. It's heavily weighed on what bone does. So if bone start blowing up, start going parabolic, then you're going to be able to see that happen as well. Um, I'm sorry, I'm just reading the telegram right now. Um, yeah, so if bone starts once bone start to explode, you should see a K9 explode as well too, because it is heavily contingent on bone, and this is why like I think someone had asked, should they do another blockchain as well, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, because if you look at Lido, right, Lido is not only on just I mean, yes, they're also on layer twos as well, different layer twos, not just on Ethereum mainnet. So if K9 want to do, another layer two, um, base or Sui, that's another one that they could also do. Um, that would definitely help the K9 token, because then that specific one would be based upon how the Sui token does. So I'm all for it. Because what most people tend to do, they try to like be a maxi for one thing. Like one thing that I've learned in crypto, you definitely gotta, you know, keep your options open. Not only keep your option open, but also venture outside of your own community. Because a lot of stuff that I learned, I learned from other communities what was implemented there, and seeing what worked for that, and seeing how we could be better. It's always good to just venture out and just seeing like what other people are doing, because there's the crypto. I mean, while crypto is small, but there is a vast amount of other projects other than Shiba Inu, and I'm a big Shiba Inu fan. But when I join the other projects, I just join under a different alias, and I get active underneath a different alias. Is we're getting listed on Shibarium? Will we be able to migrate our current holdings to Shibarium? That is the plan. We put the application in, so now it's up to the Sheeb team to either accept it or deny it. This is something that we've been trying since May. So we have no devs to be able to code anything for us, so we are relying on third party. You think K9 could reach $1? Where are K9's at right now? $1? I don't know. I don't know. It's like 60, like 66. It would be like 66 billion, wouldn't it be? Something like that. What exchanges can I buy Roar? You could buy it on Economy. You could also buy it on what's the Wix? Weeks. It's on. Let me show you. By Economy. Here's the exchange right here. Roar. You could buy it on Weeks as well. I think that's how you pronounce it. Weeks have the biggest liquidity as far as on an exchange, so that would probably be the best bet. If you're not too familiar with doing it on a DEX, for me, I'm always in favor of a DEX because now you own your crypto and you don't have to worry about like the exchange getting hacked and you potentially losing out on your token, because that has happened with an exchange. So definitely, not financial advice because you can do whatever you want to do with your money. Um, but what I recommend, not even a recommendation, what I say is I rather be in control of my tokens versus letting a third party be in control of my token. Hey, look at this. Whoop. Right after Keith Gill made made his tweet, you get this huge green candle. This is crazy, guys. This is nuts. Oh, this is on the 1 minute. So yeah, they essentially look, the charts look identical. Because keep in mind, each liquidity pool they're gonna look different, but as far as how it charts, but this is almost to the T. When she metaverse video, the thing is, I don't have enough space to even download the because I was looking into it to installing it on my computer. I don't have enough space to do that because I got so many other programs that's running, and so unfortunately, until I get another computer, I'm not gonna be able to get on Sheep the Metaverse because I still got my land. I got want to say 3 plots. Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 plots, and I definitely want to start building on that. Um, and I think the metaverse is a untapped market. You're not hearing a lot talked about, especially this cycle, so far. But things could change in a heartbeat when it comes to crypto. Narratives change all the time. So with narrative changing, you could see you could see a big gold rush into the metaverse, and I already want to have everything set up, ready to go. So that way, I'm able to capitalize on the newcomers that's gonna come in. It's pretty easy to get with a Coinbase wallet. Yes, that is true. There's actually a video that I made on the Roaring Kitty account here. So let me get that pulled up. And funny enough, when I was making this video, I think I put like $40 into it. And that $40 from the from the video that I made, it's up like close to $200 or something like that. Yeah, like this is the video right here. So, okay, got the contract address, got the video. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Got Jolt. Sheesh, like this thing right here. Oh, I'm not sure if you guys saw the person who sold all their pepe. They sold all their pepe to buy this token right here, and as soon like a few a few hours later after they bought it, it got nuked, and it was like $1.7 million worth of pepe that they cashed out and bought $1.7 million worth of this token, and now last time I checked it, their $1.7 million is worth like somewhere around like 200,000 or something like that. Crazy. Like people need to stop chasing. You gotta. That's one thing about it. Like people think they're gonna get rewarded. We're not in a market yet to where you could chase. You have the luxury of chasing. You know, you buy high and sell even higher. We're not there yet. So a lot of time, all these people they're doing. You know, somebody did that with Modag. They sold their Modag token and to buy Hug 2 token. That was like $1 million something, and they end up cashing out for like 45,000. Like, you know, when it comes, I don't say like when it comes to crypto, like you do not need to be pushing that much size. You know, if you already make like $1 million, you shouldn't be investing $100,000 into any project. You know, at least if you don't have the skill set, but let alone you dropping $1 million into it. That's crazy. Yeah, they got wrecked. Like they got wrecked like crazy. And once this happened, once you get this death candle, that's what I call it, because there's no real structure. This is a brand new chart. Like brand new charts, you have to make it. You have to let it prove itself. Like when I was watching this thing go up, I'm like, I miss it. I miss it. I know there's gonna be a pullback sometime, and if I'm really interested in the token, I'm gonna wait till it start really proving itself. Like start seeing consolidation, and at that point, when people are not interested in it, that's gonna be the time that I would get into a token like this. Not when it's going up, and I'm hearing these influencers like, yeah, I bought it. Like, yeah, I bought it over here. I think it continue to keep going higher. That's not how it works, man. Like, tokens do not go up infinite, because at this point in time, like when this, because this thing came from a sub $1 million market cap, so it's already up well over like 10,000%. Like, at what point do you not think a pullback is coming? You know, and this is what a lot of people. This is like a lot of the influencers that I see here. They're not traders. They're not investors. They're marketers. They're good at marketing. They got a lot of following. They say some nice words here and there, but when it comes to trading and investing, giving you guys like now there are some good ones that's out there, obviously, but for the ones that just be like, yeah, I bought here and I think it's gonna keep going higher. Like, no, it's not, man. Like, I just laugh because I'm like, I mean, it could, but is it practicing real good risk reward? Absolutely not. And for the people who listen to them, they're absolutely wrecked right now. Like, oh, X, Y, and Z influencer said it could go higher. Wake up, how am I going to sleep now? You think Sol will stop all the creating token and rug? I think regulation is going to happen if the wrong person get rug. Um, I mean, it's since it's decentralized, the only thing that they could possibly do is just how you've been seeing with Pump Fund, is just stopping different countries to being able to have access to it. But a VPN, workaround would be for it to, for them to be able to actually get past that. But guys, I am going on. Sheesh, I didn't realize it was this late. So I went on for an hour, but tomorrow is really going to be showtime. Like I mentioned before, I think this is when other people are really going to start to see this news with Keith Gill. It's going to get mainstream notice. Going to get articles written about it, and right along articles getting written about it, Roaring Kitty's gonna get mentioned as well. But really, guys, that is all that I have for you this evening. Hopefully, you guys are blessed. This is a new year. This is the time that we're gonna really need to start pushing to being able to see where Roaring Kitty is going to go. Random Art signing off.